My name's Rusty Sitton. I'm the Redneck Boat Guy. I build two-cylinder racing outboard boats. I build the props to go on them, and we also sail a 33-foot catamaran named See Y'all Later. Hope you enjoy the channel. Well, my daughter Karen's coming over this evening, bringing the kids, the grandkids. And I had Linda said, you know, it's going to be a little cool outside. We're still COVIDing, so most of our time spent outside. Anyway, she said, hey, I looked and Tractor Supply's got a bunch of different kind of fire pits. And why don't you go get one? You know, it's going to be a little bit cool outside, and it'd be nice to have a little fire. So I got to looking at that and thinking about it, and I said, you know, there's some spare bricks around the back side of the house. Pit, and man, it's nice. You know, the world's problems was settled around the campfire. I mean, you know, you go all the way back to the friggin' Stone Age. A fire is a cool thing to have, and I've got enough sticks that falls out of the sky around here to keep it going pretty good. And my neighbor down the road had a tree that he was cutting down, and I was going over to my daughter Erin's house and noticed that he was cutting all that up and going to stack it by the road. That's what you do here in Houston. And so I backed up and I said, hey, Bubba, I said, if I brought my little trailer down here, would you stack it on that trailer? He said, man, that'd be way better than me having to bundle it up, you know, in pieces that the city will haul off. So he did, and heck, I'll go show it to you. I got me some firewood. So every time I walk by from out here, I'll pick up a stick or two of it and go stack it up by the fire. Comes out pretty handy. But tonight, like I say, the grandkids are coming over, or some of them, and we're gonna sit around, roast some weenies, make some s'mores, whatever else we want to do. But yeah, you know, you think about campfires and what they've done in days gone by. People sitting around and solving the world's problem. Usually is, in the redneck world at least, I know, is accompanied by an adult beverage or two, and usually have some intelligent conversation, at least early on. Sometimes it gets a little crazy, but I grew up around the Sabine River, and we're affectionately known as river rats. And I got some good buddies, but I'm talking about some good people out there that they know how to tend a fire. You know, there's people in the city that they wouldn't know about tending a fire. First thing I did was, you know, cleaned all my gutters and raked off the top of the house. And another thing, when you got a fire going, you don't put cardboard in it and stuff. It'll float off up, you know. You just burn heavy stuff, and it'll make a little smoke and keep the fire going. It's pretty nice. I've been burning a few leaves in it. Leaves smoke a little bit. If I don't put too many in there at a time, it ain't bad. We rednecking in the backyard. That sounds bad, don't it? Rednecking. Okay. What I did is I had some bricks left over. I think that when I didn't do it, but they added on this room. That used to be a porch right there, and I think there was brick along them walls inside. So I've got a stack of used bricks that match the house. So my wife was thinking about, you know, we got people coming over this evening. Sure would be nice to have a little bit of a fire because it's kind of cool. I said, well, she was looking up Tractor Supply, and they had some for a couple $100. Yeah, that's okay, we can do that. But I said, I got some bricks over there. She said, well, you think you can build a fire pit? I said, well, sure. You know, I'm from the country. I know how to do things like that. I've been around fires all my life. The world's problems have been solved around a campfire. You know, they even got a place that the United States pays for. It's called Camp David, where they carry people and sit around the fire and literally solve the world's problems. Anyway, to build a cheapo fire pit that works pretty dang good, what I did was I stacked 2 bricks wide at the bottom first. So I got, you know, 2 deep like that. See that next row how I left holes open between them like that. Like every brick I left a hole in between them pretty good, so that fire would draw air. It'd come in. You see the holes right there. So all you do is stack them bricks up. And something else I did in the bottom of it, down underneath, we had just got a new floor put in, so we had a bunch of these travertine tiles left over. So I threw them in the bottom of the pit there to keep it off the dirt. You don't have to do that though, because you know they'll hold a little bit of heat down there, and you won't be cooking right on the ground. I think it'll keep the fire going because you won't be sitting on moisture. And if you notice too, that I built it smaller and smaller as you go up, and that kind of holds a little heat. You know, it holds a little bit of heat in there. So I set a couple of bricks up around on top like that, so the kids can set their weenie roasting tools on top of them and roll it. Might even build that up a little bit. But that's how to build a redneck fire pit. You know, there's no mortar required or anything. Just stack the bricks around there. And that put me in mind of something that happened. One of my earliest memories, I guess. We lived right next to my grandma and grandpa when I was growing up, when I was a little bitty. And he had built a big barbecue pit in the backyard out of bricks, right? And like me, he didn't mortar them or anything. He just stacked them up, and it worked just fine. And you know, we enjoyed playing with stuff, and we playing with blocks and such as that. And me and my brother got over there, and we'd play with them blocks, and we ended up disassembling that whole thing, right? And you know, I didn't think nothing of it. Heck, it's just stacked up stuff. As a kid, it's amazing what you do, right? What you think about and what you think's okay. Anyway, we took that whole thing apart. One of my earliest memories is my grandpa Pete talking about them kids. They need to stay out of my yard. They could tear up a bowling ball. I must have been 3 or 4. I don't remember, but I remember that vividly because you know, grandparents getting mad at you. You tend to remember those things, and it was so silly that we took his barbecue pit apart, and something I remember 60 something years later.